So many incidents of tourists being attacked at the major tourist attractions, particularly in Mpumalanga. This obviously is a slap in the face for our tourism efforts to lure more visitors and tourists into South Africa. What can you tell us at this point?
Well, indeed, Simpiwe, that's what we have been seeing here across the province here in Mpumalanga, where more tourists have actually been targeted while they've been driving on the panorama route going to the different tourist attractions across here in Mpumalanga. But today we're coming live from you here at Graskop Gorge Lift. It's one of the main attractions here because it brings a lot of tourists to this place, Graskop. It's one of the best places because also you can go in a lift into a gorge and see amazing plants and a waterfall down there. So the numbers of tourism, actually here we've seen a lot of people coming in and out of this place because they wanted to see more of the tourist attraction around this place. But let's speak more to Opapilani. He is the chairperson of the Kruger Lowveld Mpumalanga Tourism Board here, and also one of the owners here at the Graskop Gorge Lift. Just talk to us about what can people actually expect when they come to Mpumalanga? What can they do when they come to Mpumalanga?
I think there's so many things to do. We've got one of the most beautiful provinces on earth. And I think if you really need to feed your mind, this is the right time to feed your mind. You need to spend more time with the greens around the country. And Mpumalanga offers the best greeneries in the country. And this is the only way you can revive your spirit, because we've got beautiful attraction. If you look around, look at the scenery, you see all the green around here. You can go up to Goat's Window, you can go to Pilgrim Rest, one of the oldest towns in the country. You know, you can go to the Kruger National Park, and there's so many things. The Blady Canyon, the only greenest, the biggest greenest canyon in the world. You know, that's what we offer in Mpumalanga. So people here have got so much to see. You've got both nature and you've got urban spaces. You know, your Mbombela city of Nelspruit. It's an amazing natural kind of nature town you can actually experience. You know, very few towns these days have got trees, and you know, and when you get to Nelspruit, you still feel like you are outside a rural area, or you basically outside you're more like in a country city, you know, and that's what we love about Nelspruit. That's what we love about Mpumalanga. So we're really expecting the number of tourists to increase this last few weeks that we're left with in this festive season.
But talk to us, in the last 6 months we've seen a lot of especially food be attacked in restaurants and be attacked around the area. How has that put a dent into the tourism sector, especially here in Mpumalanga?
Well, it has hurt brand in Mpumalanga, I must be honest. But we have, together as stakeholders amongst ourselves, as the tourism industry in the private sector, the Mpumalanga Tourism and Parks Agency and the SABC, we've established ourselves and developed a tourism safety strategy which is in full swing. If you move around, you will see that there's a whole lot of patrols. We've got uniform patrols. We've got people that are not on uniform that are patrolling the roads. We've got inyalas that we have put in strategic places in here to make sure that our tourists are safe, and we will continue to work throughout this season. Our program will end, the first phase of the program in terms of safety will end at the end of March. That's how serious we are, and we will review it and see where we need to improve. But we want to make Mpumalanga one of the best and safest destination in the world, and that's what we are promising our tourists.
And also people, they come here and they see all of these places, and then they come and explore the area. But what do we tell them when they leave this place to come back, to lure them to come back to this place? Because not only the fact that, you know, like, you have to keep them safe, but you have to make sure that they come back to this place, isn't it?
Look, as we say, the best way you need to rejuvenate your body is to visit the forest as often as possible. And when you come to the gorge especially, that is why when you come here and you walk into the gorge, the first thing, the sign that you see, it says, into the forest, you feed your mind, you know, and that's what we want to do. You refresh your soul. That's what we want to do. So from time to time, you need to get away from the hustle and bustle of cities, and Mpumalanga provides you with an opportunity to refresh. And that's why we want people to be coming back here. And we have a nice plan to improve all our tourism attractions. So what you see at the gorge will be replicated in many of our tourism attractions with different kinds of offerings. So you'll have no reason not to come back to Mpumalanga.
Okay, let's talk to numbers now. I know you guys made over $1 billion with tourism sector here last year, but how's the number this year, especially? And talk to us about the number of tourists that you guys have seen. Obviously, the number has dropped, but in this festive season, how has the number improved?
I think we are quite happy with what we are seeing. We are coming from a difficult year, and we know that it is not only in the tourism sector, but generally in the economy hasn't been doing well. But over the last few weeks, especially at the beginning of the festive seasons, we've seen our numbers steadily growing, and we are quite happy that we will be able to at least make up for the lost numbers that we have lost throughout the year. So we are hoping that in the next 2-3 weeks we will see our number doubling, if not tripling, in terms of tourists that are visiting the province.
Thank you so much for speaking to us. That was Opa Pilani. He's one of the Graskop Gorge left here, one of the owners here in Graskop, talking to us about a lot of things that have been happening here, especially when it comes to tourism. We have seen a number of tourists being attacked on the road, in restaurants, and across this province. And also now they've got a plan with the police and also with the security sector to make sure that actually tourists are kept safe here in the province. Simpiwe?
All right, Tumelo, thank you so much for your update. That was a reporter, Tumelo Machogo, speaking to us live from Graskop in Mpumalanga, just giving us an update on the state of tourism in that area. Well,